Welcome to this month's monthly Go High Level training. We're going to be talking about social media this month. And you know what? I'm just going to let Rebecca get right into it.
Well, thank you so much for having me today. Um, I wanted to share some ways because I know social media can be a challenge for so many businesses because it's like, oh, we got to put content out all the time. And then we wonder, like, is it really worth it? Is it gonna do anything? And I can say with 100% certainty that being consistent and putting out quality content is going to help your business. And I actually got a notice today from Facebook that they are increasing my reach because I've consistently put out high quality content. And I took a screenshot because you don't get those from Facebook a lot. So you may be seeing that on my social soon. Um, it's one of those things that the algorithms want to trust us in order to share more of our stuff. So how do we make it easier? And that's what we're going to talk about today is how to make social media posting easier. And I have three tips that I'm going to bring you through this process today and show you how to streamline it and make it easier to put quality pieces out there. So, one of the things I love to start with, we always want to repurpose as many pieces of content that we can.
Mhm.
And to start with that, so let's say instead of creating a brand new piece of content every however many times you want to post a week, and I would say at least 3 times a week to just to get that consistency down. And so we think about how many times we want to post. We don't want to make brand new things every for each one. That's really using a lot of our energy to create those, say, 3 new pieces. So if we have one main piece that we can start with, maybe even creating one main piece twice a month, you can still get plenty of content from that. So let's say, the other thing we want with our content is we also want our content to start ranking on search engines. So this is a little bit of a bonus because, we want to be mindful of anything that we're putting out there and how it can help us in our marketing and how it can strengthen our relationship with search engines and with algorithms. So search engines, they want their goal is that when somebody searches something out, that they want the person to find the answer to their question as quickly as possible. So when they know that you have content that answers those questions, they're going to send people your way. So one of the things that does really well for search engine optimization is blog posts. And this can be a written blog or a video blog because there's great ways to utilize both. But those two pieces types of content we can repurpose to get, like 15 pieces of content out of 2 blog posts. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to show you what I want to do is show you how I use a couple different tools to repurpose that content. So let me just share my screen. Juliet, if you can help me to be able to share my screen. Let's see what we can do. I believe Juliet had to take a quick call. Um, hmm. Let me think of how to do this. Okay, she did it. Was running out of ideas there for a second. Okay, so this tool is called Video Tap. This is one of my favorites. If you follow me at all, you've probably heard me talk about it a few different times. And really what it allows me to do is upload my video content and it creates multiple pieces of content for me from that video. Now I have a couple examples that I loaded in here because you guys don't want to watch a file loading in. And we have 2 different options here. So one of them is this is a video that I recorded solely for the purpose of making an article out of it. So I'm not going to look spectacular in the video. Like I really just did, I could have just had the camera pointing at the ceiling if I wanted, but I really just wanted to talk about my talking points in my voice and allow video tap to get it translate it for me. So all I did was record this video and then I uploaded the video. So from there, it creates the description. It creates chapters if we want to share it on YouTube. You have your tags for sharing on YouTube. You have a summary if you need it, and the meta description. So this is, when we are putting stuff in for SEO, this is something we want to grab for sure. Now, it also created different video clips for me. And this is, so from this main video, so let's say this was a blog post or a video blog, there are a couple things that I would do. So first, I would grab these clips that I can then share on social media. So let's say we are producing 2 main pieces of content each month, then we can tease them in different ways and get it can all the traffic can go back to those blog posts. So let's say we have one of these clips, we send it back. And because the clips will be different, you're still giving people new information on social media and pointing it back to the same piece of content. What it also did was write the blog. So what I love about this is I record those videos, I let it produce this blog post. And then for me, I go in and of course tweak it because it's still AI. We don't want to solely rely on AI. And I go in and I tweak it and I make sure that it really sounds like me and it has everything that I want. But it cuts that time down by I'm only spending a quarter of the time I used to on putting these together. For me, I've noticed some days I have what I call writing brain, and some days I don't. So there's days where the words are just naturally flowing out of me, and that's great, and I can type it up. But if not, I just record the video. If you have a podcast, it will actually create some wonderful show notes for you. And then it also gives me emails that I can send out and to promote the video and promote the topic. I can get translations of this in different languages. I can go in and I can grab the social media captions. I can do my subtitles. I can have my transcript. All of that's great. The other thing I do is I take my transcript and I'm just gonna, copy. And then I come over to ChatGPT and I say, I don't know why I always say please when I'm asking my chatbot something, but it's just how I was raised. Please, let's see, identify 5 quotes that I can share on social media from my article. And then I paste the article in. So now it's going to review it. And it's going to give me 5 quotes that I can consider for social media. Excuse me. And this can make you can go into Canva, grab these quotes, and that's the post itself. We grab the quote and then again, tease the article that we're sending them back to. So we can create a whole lot of data just from one piece of content. So once we have that content together, we can actually come in and batch them and schedule ahead of time. So I prefer the calendar view when I'm doing mine because I'm a little bit more visual, but you can certainly use whichever view you would prefer. And then here I can come in and say, okay, I would like to share posts. Now we can have multiple channels inside of High Level that you can connect. So for me, I have my Google business listing. I have a couple Facebook pages. I have my Instagram, my LinkedIn, and my TikTok. So all of these, they may not all have the same graphics that go out. Like for the most part, all of these, except for the Google business listing, can have a video inside for when you're posting it. So we can grab a video. Here, this is the one from the other day. And then we can write our posts out. So in here, you can either, ask ChatGPT. So we could even come back and say, can you also write a post that teases the video and makes the viewer want to watch and take action? Don't be afraid to ask your AI tools for exactly what you want. We think of it as a robot and that they don't necessarily understand, but the more detailed we can be, the more it's really coming, from your knowledge, and it'll give you exactly what you want. But again, like, we want to tweak these a bit too. But for time's sake, here, I'm just going to use this as is. So now we get to put that in here. I may go back because I definitely, like, it doesn't have my hashtags, my brand hashtags. So we want to be mindful of that. Here it has a call to action where it's asking the reader to DM them, or send the direct message, and you'll send the link, because we know that social media platforms don't love links their um, in their posts because it takes people away from there. So it's even given you that. So now we have all of this ready to go. We can see how the preview is here. And yeah, we can go from there. So you can also, by the way, preview the individual channels here, so you can see how it's going to look on each one. Now, you can also do things within high level here that is to customize it for each channel. So in some cases, like our Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, you can also put the first comment. So to avoid putting links in our posts, we can always say follow the link in comments to do whatever you're asking them to do. So this is a great option for that. And then additionally, it is going to have some statistics, and I have noticed that the high level statistics are different from the ones from the platforms themselves. I feel like high level isn't giving you, I don't want to say as much, because the data is the same, but I feel like sometimes Facebook will, I don't want to say inflate their numbers, but they will give you combined numbers so that it looks like you're having a little bit more. So here we have a little bit of better sense of how many actual comments and clicks and all of that. Now, once you're done setting up your posts, you have some options. So first, we can always have recurring posts. So if you have something like an ongoing event, or if you have, any sales kinds of posts that you're putting out there, you can actually schedule them. So let's say you want to promote something once a month, you can schedule it for once a month. For example, I have some networking groups that we ask people once a week to share their business. So those can be recurring. So however you want to make it recurring, you can absolutely do that. You can, if you have a virtual assistant working with you, once you give them access to the account, they can send it to you for approval. So this way it will hold inside of high level. It'll show that it's in review, and it will not go live until somebody approves it. And then, of course, you can just schedule your post like normal or post it on the spot. But we want to make sure, here, I'll just schedule. And then it'll ask you the date and time. Midnight is never great for posts. So after we schedule, it's going to show up on the calendar. Now, we can also, some of the things that we are able to do inside of high level is we can communicate with people that are sending us messages through our social media. So you're able to answer everybody in one shot. So I'm going to come up to conversations, and let me find one, because my husband shares stuff on Instagram all the time, so I know he's in here somewhere. Here we go. So here I could actually write him back, and it would go right to his DMs. So there's ways to do that through Instagram and through Facebook Messenger and things like that. So if you have ways, if you utilize your social media for connecting with people and asking them to, like in that post, to DM you for something, you could come right in here and send the link back. Okay. So let me pause for a moment and just see if we have any questions so far. Because I know I give you guys a lot of, I dump a lot of information on you, so I want to make sure that you're following along. Okay.
Just go ahead and unmute if you have a question.
Yeah.
No question, but I said I really like this idea because that's what I wanted to begin doing is doing blogs.
Mm.
And yeah, this is perfect timing.
Excellent. So yeah, I mean, I do love blogs for being able to, repurpose that content. But let's say you actually went to an event. Tools like Video Tap, like if you were presenting, they're great for getting those snippets. Or if you have done somebody's podcast, if you were a guest on someone's podcast, sometimes getting the video file, getting them to share that can be a little rough. And they do have tools in here where you can put the YouTube link in, but it's not a sure thing because YouTube is really cracking down on that. But if you can upload it, that's the best. Otherwise, sometimes the YouTube or Vimeo links will work,
So
but it always produces great content.
So I was just thinking, like I said, if I had that a few podcasts that I maybe sent to you,
Mhm.
then can we split them up into to use that for that social media stuff too?
Yep. And that's
Okay.
a great way because you can tease it there. You can send it back to their page so that, because part of your responsibility for being a podcast guest is to share it. So this makes it so easy. And inside of the video clips, let me actually bring you inside of what that looks like because you have other ways to share it in there. So for in the clip. So, this is telling you what the clip text is, and then it gives you ideas for promoting this specific clip. So you can grab the social media posts here, the captions, you add your hashtags to it, and it's ready to go. You also have the option to adjust your captions. So there's different themes that you can have. Like this one will, it'll highlight the word itself. If you guys are seeing where my mouse is right here, it's gonna show you like a preview of it. This one has a little bit of a bounce when it hits the word. So you can customize how this looks. You can customize your colors, your fonts. So we can stay on brand with all of that. You can choose where the text goes. So is it above your head? Do you want it down below? Do you want it right in the middle? Probably not right in the middle, but you can have it if you wanted. And you can change the alignment. So whether it's centered, whether it's left or right, it's all going to depend on your video. If your video has a lot going on in some areas, but not so much, you can put the captions off to the side. So that's another thing I do recommend on social is to have those captions. And this way, people aren't always able to listen, or if they're like me, there's too much noise when you're going through social media, and I'd rather read the captions. But I remember, being a commuter and going into the city and, I'm in there with my earbuds, but I'm listening to music and stuff like that. And I didn't want to listen to the videos. So it was nice to be able to read it. So there's great ways that you can use AI tools to really streamline this process, cut down your editing time or, putting all those together and then getting it all set up inside of High Level so that you can share it and get it all batched so that you're not having to worry about it each day. Inside of High Level, you can also have your own blog, which is great. And it allows you to optimize it for search. And again, and Juliet will tell you, she has never really had to do an SEO plan, like actively go after new things because she does so much content in her blog. And she's writing blogs that her audience really wants. And she makes it work that way. So I have other people that don't want to do all of that content, and they're going to spend $1,500 a month just to help, for us to get them more exposure without having the content to link back to. A lot harder. So you do have those options. And what's the last thing? And with the blog post, one of the best ways to create content, aside from repurposing our blogs, is to answer questions that we know our audience is asking. So this is another tool that I have shared with Juliet's audience before, but answerthepublic.com. It allows you to search out different topics, and you can put the topic in, and it'll give you all of the questions people are asking around that topic. So the number one thing that people are searching for on Google is they're asking questions that they have for different products or different ways to do things. So you answering those questions will go a very long way. You're literally meeting them where they are. So answerthepublic.com, a great place. And there's a free version of that where you can do a few searches a day and just start getting those questions. So yeah. Any other questions from you guys? Okay, excellent. So yeah, this is a great way to streamline everything, get it all batched and scheduled ahead of time. I know that there is, sometimes you may notice that if you're scheduling on a third-party scheduler, some people say that they see a drop, or maybe not a drop, but they feel like they don't get as much engagement with it. However, I do everything through my scheduler, and I'm still getting the things like from Facebook saying that I'm producing high quality content. And that's really what it boils down to, is that they want quality content. They don't want things that are misleading. They don't want things that are spammy. They want you, showing up and delivering what your audience is looking for.
So I'm wondering, Rebecca, does it matter how long the blogs are or the video?
Great question. I will say that what you want to do is, so let's say you have a topic you want to write about, put that topic in and search it yourself and look at the number one spot. You can usually see like, okay, how long is their blog? There are some tools out there where you can kind of get a word count, like you can scan it to get a word count. But I know for like marketing, at least the last time I checked, it was about 2,500 words to be able to rank up top. But that was for marketing. That's, obviously pretty competitive. Some other ones you can get away with, 800-900 words.
Can I chime in on that? Tracy Hazard tells us on the podcasting that a 20-minute podcast is about 6,000 words, and that's really like the sweet spot that she says for that. So I don't know if that's helpful, not helpful, but if you're converting a video into a transcript into an article, that might be helpful.
Notice that like my 5-minute videos usually translate to about 700 words. And again, it's going to be different with different topics and different depending on the competition. So 6,000 words, that could be a high competition space. I mean, you want to think about too, there's somebody actually reading through this. And if it's on a mobile device, make sure that you're breaking up your text a bit. Because if you can think about like just text filling your screen on a mobile device with a long article, it's like, oh my God, where was my eyes? Like I lose where I am in reading. So we want to make sure that we're utilizing our, subheadlines and bullet points where we can and make the article skimmable essentially. So yeah, I mean, Dorothy, we can certainly look and see what topics you want to write on and see, who's ranking number one right now and how long theirs is. Yeah. And we always want to look at who's in that number one spot and then make ours better. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it on my end today. If you guys want to see examples of anything else, I'm happy to show you. Let me know how I can serve.
Wow, that went quickly, very quickly.
Oh.
So,
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
yes, Rebecca, for Sandy, Sandy, were you on the last call about this? I don't remember.
No, I wasn't.
So maybe go back in a little bit to what you talked about on the last call, because someone like Sandy, she's a new author, she's about to find out that every little thing is a monthly. I know we have this discussion all the time. Every little thing is a monthly membership. So why this system might be good for her. She's good on social media. She's very good. She's pretty good about emailing. She's been building that list. So this kind of brings it in an all-in-one where you can create landing pages and all that kind of stuff. So do you want to go over that a little bit? Because I know Sandy's on a budget. She didn't work with her stage 4 cancer for quite a
Yes.
while. So something like this system might be a good way to get her consolidated and get her out of that monthly subscription fee thing early.
Thank you, Juliet.
Welcome.
Sandy, I mean, I have worked with other people that, had an established business and they saved like $900 a month coming over to this platform because it really does add up. And the more you grow and the more, things you want to add to your marketing mix, the more those expenses go up. And I can't say that, 100% of everything is covered here. Like I still have, I pay for Zoom. And I had to pay for this new playlist maker. But other than that, I don't like spending monthly fees.
Mhm.
Yeah, between
So
that
let
and
me-
AppSumo.
Yes, yeah. AppSumo is my favorite. I have way too many deals on AppSumo. So let me just give you an overview here.
Mhm.
One of the great things about this platform is that there's just so many different things that you can create, and you can create them and they can feel like a larger company is creating it. Like you have features and little bells and whistles that you can add on that are easy for us to add on that would make your visitors feel like you are way more established and fancier company.
Mhm.
So inside of here, I was showing you guys before kind of the conversations, but I can look at every email that somebody has received from me and if they're opening them. And I can see over on this side, oh wait, I'm not in her profile. Hold on. So I can see inside of her profile to know where she was spending time on the website. So it acts as a full CRM. You can see everything in there. Of course, she has no activity. Okay. And then we can also, let's see, Wendy would have activity. So the CRM allows you to really manage, it's a customer relationship manager, and it allows you to really provide a great experience for them and then not have to remember everything in your head like I try to do. So it's it's one of those things that it comes in so handy when you're trying to do some sales, or if you're, wanting, like if somebody takes a quiz, for example, all their answers will be in their profile. You can add their tags and everything else. You can give them courses, and then you can enter them into automations. Like there's a lot you can do from there. You can also set up pipelines for yourself so you can see where work is coming in. For me, like I was looking for more articles that I can contribute to other publications like these. And I identified them. I haven't reached out to anybody, so they haven't moved along. But, in this case, if I did, I could reach out over here and I can move them over. So I could have a visual dashboard of where everybody is, where projects are, that kind of thing. Inside of here, you can do your invoicing, you can do your contracts. So like kind of like DocuSign, if you want somebody to sign a contract and you both need to sign it, it'll send it out to both parties. They sign and then it sends the signed copies out. You can look at all your transactions, your different things that you have going on. You can have your different products in here. Set them up, or you can do that. Like if you're doing an invoice, you can create a one-off product. You can offer coupon codes for your store, anything online to save people money. And then we get into your marketing area. So we kind of went through the social planner before. You can also do all of your email marketing through here. And you can get your statistics. And then snippets, this is little things that you can create that you can just send out to different people. Like if you have kind of canned responses, you can create your own affiliate program. So once you want other people to help spread the word about you and promote your business or your products, you can create your own affiliate manager. It's a great thing, and it tracks everything for you. It lets you know how much commission is owed. You can give people their own links. It's a really powerful system there. And then you have things like your brand boards. This is making sure that your brand colors will stay aligned across the board and that kind of thing.
Cool.
Yeah. We have automations. So if you had, like, say, a new client and you want the onboarding to be automated, you can absolutely do that. Or if you're having an event and you want them to get their confirmation and reminders, you can do something as simple as that. You can also do something like making sure that on your client's birthday that something goes out to them.
That's nice.
Yeah, like there's little touch points everywhere. So it can be something like, okay, we want to send an email out, or we want to send a text message, or we want them to get something special inside of their client portal. Like whatever really, we can automate anything.
Yeah. The sites, I think, is where she would really benefit too, because if you look, if you do a new funnel, wait a minute, go to websites. I know you're getting good at designing, but if you do new websites here, go up to new website, Rebecca, please. So it has forms and templates already there. Like you literally can go in and build a website out. It'll have 3, 4 pages. You can delete pages, add pages. You can choose a style.
Yep.
So got everything there for you.
Very
There's
cool.
definitely some nice things in here that give you a great start. And actually, speaking of templates, inside of the social media planner, you also have some templates in there if you wanted to just create. I mean, they're obviously a bit more generic, and they have some, they have different industries that they're there for, but it's something that you can use for, those filler moments if you wanted them.
Perfect. Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
So you can create multiple websites. Your funnels have a little bit different options as far as like upsells and things like that. Like there's a few different features in there. You can create like a regular online store, like shopping cart and the whole nine if you have it.
Yeah. And she and I had actually talked about her possibly doing some yoga,
Yes.
some yoga things too. And then with the courses I really like for her, because I would love for her to do some different yoga pose courses for different. I mean, she's had cancer. She knows like what the stress points are and all that. So, doing a few special courses that people can consume.
It's on my list, Juliet.
I know. I'm just so
You're
pushy.
amazing. Juliet is a wealth of information. I have my reference book for stuff that must do. Yes, I love it, Juliet. I'm gonna give myself another reminder for the videos too.
Okay.
Oh my God, I love it. Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, there's great ways to. I mean, in your courses, you can have people do how to get a certificate at the end if you want. The other option you would have, which may go toward your yoga classes, calendar. you can actually create when you're doing your because you can have multiple types of calendars. So in here, you can create a class booking and they can pay right here. So
Wow.
if you didn't want to have the whole landing page, they could just go to the calendar, find the class, and book it that way.
Hmm.
And it'll collect the money as they're signing up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then there's some other tool, like all of that minus the text marketing is included in the 97 a month. There's some other tools that you could absolutely upgrade to do, like it'll give you a white label app, so it'll take what you have and create your own app with it. So there's an upgrade for that. You can have a lot more AI tools going on where it's, there's AI that will create your funnels and all of that as well.
Okay.
Sandy, a
You can do so
cancer
much.
rambling app.
Oh my gosh.
They could consume that while they're sitting there getting chemo. Daily
Mm.
inspirational messages from you.
Yep.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love
They,
you.
there's totally, I mean, yeah, I mean, and that's a great example, Julia, of like us meeting people where they are. We
Yeah.
know that they're going to have that time and it's not a great time. So what can we do to make it even better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay. So you know where to find me and Rebecca if you decide
Yes.
you want to explore that a little bit more. But
Yeah.
yeah, I like the app idea because then they can take everything you have with them while they're sitting there at, a really low point.
I
Right.
love
And
that.
you can automate like it's called a push notification. So like, on your regular apps, when you get the little, like it'll say you have a message or a notification, same thing in here. You can push it out. Like if you have something new to listen to or new something that
Yes.
you've uploaded, it'll tell them.
Okay.
Rebecca, now she can do that app also as a paid app because didn't you and Mitzi Campbell set that up that way with her new app that she has that sends out the morning message?
Well, Mitzi does it through text because she didn't want to have anything else for them to go into, that she just wanted it right there, which is fine. But
Okay.
yes, there is a way that we can make it into a paid feature.
Yeah. Because that would be, if we did that, that would maybe $10 a month and it would be recurring revenue for you
Hmm.
too.
Mm. As a separate
Recurring.
thing and as an app.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it could
as
be
a
like an
separate
upgrade,
app where they go in and they pay, $10 a month and they get all the content that's on there, your new content, your new messages. Um,
Hmm.
Mm.
yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Thank you. Food for
all right.
thought.
All right, guys. Then I will see you next month. Next month, I believe we're doing email. So if you'll give me a few minutes, I'm going to go over and change the landing page on that, and you can go in later today and sign up for next month. But the email on this is really easy to use. I use it all the time. And you guys, here's the other thing about this, Sandy, is I've had Infusionsoft, couldn't use it. Like you had to have the $80 Infusionsoft VA to use it.
Trouble in doing stuff.
I used Builderall. Builderall to me was awful, not user friendly. This one, Rebecca will tell you in. I jumped in and I did the whole thing. Like I have been using it since day one on my own without a VA because it's so easy to use and it goes so quickly when you get
Mm.
organized. So it's
Get
very
stuck,
user
I'm
friendly.
here
And
for
I
you.
know you're pretty good at Canva, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
This will be
Yes.
easy peasy for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then whenever you get stuck, you just shoot me an email and say I'm stuck, and I record you a video of how to get unstuck.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I've
Okay.
got I've got a whole library over here too. I save everything she sends me when I get stuck.
That's
So,
awesome.
all right, you
Sandy,
guys, thank
oh yeah, I
you.
have a
And
quick question for Sandy,
Hmm.
which
oh,
is off topic. The poster behind you with the circle, is that one of those like what the stars looked like the night you met?
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's just Alice says it's a poster of the night sky in Los Angeles on a particular night.
Oh,
And it,
yeah, yeah, okay.
yeah, and all it says is I've got all I ever need thanks to the keeper of the stars.
So
Wait, I
my
never
my
saw stars when I lived in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Who knows
they're
where
there,
the
I'm sure.
latitude is for this, Juliet? Who knows? There's a
So
lot
I have
of
a similar one, and my now husband got it at the date and time where we met, and that was the sky when we met
Oh,
at that place.
oh my God, that's so nice.
I know he's a sweetheart.
So romantic. Oh my God.
Cool. I've never
Yeah,
seen anyone else have one before.
there you go. You can tell she's a newlywed. She's still gushing.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
All right,
cute.
you guys, thank you. We'll see you
Thank
next
you,
month.
Juliet. Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Rebecca. Thank you, everybody. Nice to see you, Dorothy.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Oops. You turn